Welcome to the channel, man. Me appreciate everybody for subscribing to Bill Feezy. We'll have another story time for you today, man. What up, though, y'all? It's your boy, Bill. My dreads done got kind of long. Y'all could just overlook that, you know what I'm saying? I know they've been growing pretty fast, but... I'm on detail one time, right? And I leave the detail. We had to come down to the dorm with these carts, and we just be having to drop off all kind of stuff. Might be chemicals, might be popcorn if there's a dorm of the week, might be anything. So I'm coming around. You know, I told y'all the prison is like in a big ass circle. So, you know, we're coming around this dorm, coming around that dorm. My dorm is here, but I can't stop and politic and kick it with people. I got to keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? Because you be having unit managers out there, you be having officers out there, all kind of stuff like that. So I'm coming past this dorm, getting ready to walk up onto my dorm. As I'm pulling the cart, I hear like on the glass, on the window. Now I told y'all, you can come to the front of the dorm and stand like where the window is at, where you can just see out, you can see the yard, you can see the walk, you can see up towards medical, and some people just be leaning on the thing like this. And it's a lot of people that just be standing there looking out the window, you know what I'm saying? So when I heard the beating, I looked over, my homeboy Rasta. He's tall, skinny, black as hell, got his face screwed up. Now he always be looking like that, but the way he's looking this time lets me know, like, I know something probably irritating the hell out of him, and he stay, you feel me, be having little issues with his roommate. He damn near put his roommate on the door once or twice. And I could just tell, you know what I'm saying, with something like that. But I told y'all it'd be a lot of administrators out here on the walk, bro. So it's like, you can lose your job. And I know y'all probably thinking, well, you said the job don't pay you no way, so why do you care about losing it? Because it's a little more freedom. You can step out the dorm. You can be out on the walk. Don't just want to be inside the dorm all day. You know what I'm saying? When I look over at him and I see him standing there, now he go to the dorm like this. He talking about, come here for a minute. Come here for a minute. Trying to tell me like, come here real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking over at him. I look over at on this side by where the yard at. You got a unit manager. Look like he looking right at me. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep pushing. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I just keep pushing with the cart. So when I'm walking off, I see him lean down into the thing and say, Ma, you afraid of Babylon them, sir? I know over time from dealing with him, being cool with him, that means police or whatever. Basically, he calling me a scared rat nigga. Like, man, you ain't want to come over here because the police right there. You know, you scared of the police, you know what I'm saying, type thing. And shit, your ass better be scared of the police. I go back up to detail. I do what I need to do, get the job done, headed back down, come back down here. When I come walking back down the walk towards the dorm, this man still standing right there in the glass, face screwed up, looking crazy. I'm like, man. So I come to the dorm, the girl popped the booth. I got to tell the officer that I'm back, tell her my bed number, and then she signed me in the dorm real quick. When she done signing me in, I'm come walking like I'm getting ready to go towards the steps. He's walking towards me. Rasta come walking towards me. I look up at him, still looking frowned up. I'm like, what's up, bro? You straight? He like, all me I want is a little spliff, you know. My bumper clock roommate driving me crazy with this pussy clock conversation, man. So we come walking up the steps. So I'm laughing because, like I say, he's an angry bird, bro. Folks be mad a lot about a lot of stuff, but he's Rastafarian for real. Now, it's a lot of people that you may meet that's Jamaican or that got family from Jamaica that I've ran across in prison. And you know, everybody like to scream that Rasta thing, Rasta this, Rasta that, but he was Rastafarian for real. And he takes it very serious. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things he don't eat. He used to hate the fact that I smoked Chris Brown CDs. Like, he didn't like tobacco. He ain't eat nothing but like, I think he was like straight vegetarian or something like that. Used to stay getting into it with the staff, especially the people in the kitchen, about the vegan food, because they be trying to play stupid sometime. It's anything got to do with, you know how guys be talking and they talk about, you know, them going down on a female. he's not with none of that. He don't believe in none of that, don't condone none of that, and he don't be playing none of that. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I understood that he was telling me that he wanted a Al Green CD. So we walk up here to my room. I'm already laughing because he be spazzing out, and the shit be funny to me, but I fuck with him though. So we get up here to my room. I go in there, my roommate sitting down in the bed. As soon as I walked in, my roommate like, what's up, bro? He said, what's up to Rasta? Then he got up and left out. Now that's a mutual respect thing. I don't know if I ever spoke on that before, but whenever you gone outside the room for a substantial amount of time, like you work on a detail and you leave out the room for a long time, and then as soon as you come back in, your roommate get up and leave out, it's just a respect thing because he been in the room all day. You been gone all day. So now when you come back, he want to give you your space. We go in there. I told him to watch the door. So he turned around. He started looking out the door. Now, I didn't really care about him knowing where the spot was at where I had my Al Green CD because we was pretty cool. And I never thought that he'd, do nothing flaky. So I grabbed it out with the Chris Brown CDs at the same time. They was all like tied together, taped together like this. I grabbed it out. I rolled me up a Chris Brown CD ASAP. Grabbed him some Al Green. I know he probably wanted a 25 because that's what he always get for me. And I give it to him. And it don't never be no question about when I'm going to get the money, what's up with the money, because he always get it to me. All he got to do is jump on the phone and he'll make it happen. He'll get it to me. Pop the socket. So I'm like, say, Rasta. So he turned around. He was still looking at the door. Like that Al Green right there on top of that box, on that locker box. But I asked him, I'm like, what the hell your roommate did this time? I'm asking him while I'm like leant over popping the popper. I'm like, what the hell your roommate did this time to piss you off now? That's the thing, bro. Him and his roommate done got into it about numerous things before. I know one of it had something to do with cleanliness. I think like he's super, super on point when it comes to hygiene and being clean. I don't know if that got anything to do with, him being Rastafarian or whatever, but like his roommate do anything, like leave a sock on the floor. He come in the room and he smell any type of must or anything, like he will spaz clean out. We're finna whoop his roommate ass one day. When I asked him, he walked away from the door and he looking at me, face still screwed up. He's walking his way towards the box to reach, and while he's reaching for the Al Green, he said, me tired of me a roommate keep talking about this near pussy and near body argument. I, me a Rasta burn fire upon that. From what I understand about the Rastafarian and from just me knowing him over time have explained to me is that they don't condone none of that type of stuff. Like when he say his roommate talking about, basically his roommate is talking about his girl. And people do that in prison. Like that's not abnormal for two guys to be talking and they be talking about their girl because they're reminiscing about things that they intend on doing or things that they did before. And they just may be telling you about, how things was or whatever. It's just, whatever you had going on when you left the streets, bro, that's what's going to be on your mind. Those are the memories you're going to have. You know what I'm saying? If you go to feeling some certain type of way and about a female, you're going to go to thinking about the last, whatever the case. So he's telling Rasta about these things, and Rasta just not with none of that. Like, he don't like having conversations like that. Like, don't talk to him about nothing freaky with your girl, especially you talking about performing oral on her. Like, he speaks so against that. Like, you is not supposed to do that. And I think, he be feeling like, if I'm a man and you a man, why are you talking to me about something you got going on with your woman or what you want to have going on or what you had going on? It's like he be feeling like niggas is weird. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't talk to me about that. I don't care nothing about none of that. So I'm asking him, I was like, well, shit, what exactly did he say, bro? Now, I'm biting my tongue because I want to bust out laughing because I know it really be pissing him off. So he reached for the blue steel, getting ready to roll the Al Green CD. He said, man, all this man talk about is the damn pussy and damn body argument. Get on my bumper clock nerves, me a burn fire upon that. You know what I'm saying? That burn fire upon that shit. That was his favorite little thing to say, like, me a burn fire upon that. You know what I'm saying? I know when he said that, bro, he was mad for real. I knew at that moment he's pissed off for real. Cause he like when he say that burn fire thing, bro, he's like disgusted. He's just like this is an abomination. Like, you know what I'm saying? He be real life pissed off. Like he's sitting over there trying to roll the Al Green, but I'm looking at him, man, vein done popped up out his neck. His hairline real crooked, vein popping through, like going up under the lug. You know what I'm saying? Like he was pissed off about that. I'm saying, y'all must have goddamn had a conversation. Like what makes him, you feel me? And he's just explaining to me like, bro, that's what pisses me off. That's all this man talks about, bro. Like, out of all the shit there is in the world to have a conversation about, he just constantly sits around talking about freaky stuff. Like, and that shit is making me uncomfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know he was real life blowed about that. And I know he don't fuck with too many people for real. You know what I'm saying? So whenever he going through his little shits or whatever, feeling some type of way, he come down here, smoke. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, oh shit, that's crazy, whatever the case is. So we sit there and kick it for a minute, talk about music, whatever the case it is. He eventually leave out. Man, I say about a good 4 days went by, bro. They call yard call. We go outside, we go in the yard. We just went out there just to go for real. Rasta went out there. We was walking laps at first, and then he ran off over there with the Mexicans and started playing soccer and shit. And I went over here, so-called myself, working out there, about 3 pull-ups, 2 push-ups, and I was done. And then I just walked for the rest of the way. We come back in the dorm, it's hot. Now, whenever you come off the yard, it's a rush. It's a race to the shower. Everybody, because it's only 1, 2, 3, it's only 6 showers in the dorm of 100 people. And it's like a race to try to get to the shower, because if you got 30, 40 people went out to the yard, it's only 6 showers. And to be honest, it's 6 physical showers, but usually 2 of them always broke. So we're going to say 4. So let's just say 30, 40 people went out there in the yard, you only got 4 showers. So when we come back in the dorm, everybody trying to rush to their room, grab their stuff. We come back in the dorm, Rasta roommate sitting down at the table, eating something, like a little pocket he done put together. He's sitting there eating a pocket, whatever, watching something on TV. So I shoot up to my room real quick, grab my towel, rag, socks, boxes, all that type of stuff. Getting ready to come out, trying to hit the shower real quick. Soon as I make it back out the room, it's 4 people already in the shower. Them niggas fill that shower up fast, bro. Really, they do it the smart way. Because when you know you going to the yard, they already had their shower stuff ready, sitting there waiting. So when they come back in, they just grab it and hop in there ASAP. So I see the towels and stuff hanging from the shower curtain, and I hear the water running, so that's how I know it's 4 people already in there. When I come out the room and I notice the people in the shower, damn, man, they done beat me to it. And I look down here to the right to where Rasta room at, he damn near close to that end down there. So I say he about 5 or 6 rooms away from me. I seen him with the cup in his hand. Now here's the thing. He is a heavy coffee drinker. This man love him a cup of coffee. And every time you see him with that clear cup, it's gonna be about that much, the little powder, you know, the powder coffee, whatever. And he always had that orange spoon inside the cup. He getting ready to go down there and get him some hot water and mix it up, you know what I'm saying, get him a cup of coffee. So I see him with that cup in his hand, and his face was screwed up even harder than it was the other day. And like he was looking this way and was turning, going back in his room. But the way he was going was like real aggressive like. So I'm like, damn, make sure bro straight or something. So I walk down here, the door wide open. So when I walk down here and look at him, he's in his box like this, like aggressively, bro, smacking stuff around. As I walked up, I heard him saying, bumba clock, pussy clock. Like he's spazzing out, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what's up, bro? You straight? He looked up at me and just kind of like went back to smacking shit around his box. Like he was looking for something, bro. Pulling stuff out, throwing it on the floor, like real aggressive with it, bro. So I just stood there. I stopped talking because, you know, sometimes even when you fuck with somebody, when somebody real mad and upset and, you just kind of leave them alone. Give them a little space, you know what I'm saying? He didn't look at me, but he said something this time while he was still moving stuff around in his box. He was like, right now, me, I cannot find that bumbleclot spoon or spork, whatever they call it, but me, I cannot find it. Me, I know I left it right here in me a box. So he's looking for his spoon. Now, it's actually a spork because when you come in, they give you these orange spoons. When you come to the prison, it's a spoon, it's a spork. It's a spoon, but it got them little things on the end of it. And that's what they give you, and that's what you're supposed to keep every day. Every day you go to the chow hall, you need to take your spork with you, bring your spork back, and if you lose it, you better hope it's not an asshole working in the kitchen and they'll give you another one, or they might try to act stupid like they ain't got none or whatever the case. So it's very important that you keep up with your spork. Probably a few seconds later, got up out the box, came walking this way. I stepped back a little bit just to get out his way. He came to the end of the thing. He said, yo, I'm thinking he about to make some type of announcement or something. Everybody went to looking at him, and then he was like, bunkmate, come here, man. Come here, me a second, man. And his bunkmate went to looking up and went to doing like this. Like, people be acting stupid sometimes. Like, if I call you, they'd be like, me? Like, trying to point at myself. You the only bunkmate in here of his. His roommate is a dude named St. Pete from Florida. Bald head dude, got pimples all over the bald head. A real funny looking individual. He's walking towards the steps, still looking at the TV, eating, eating his little pocket or whatever it is. Now, as he's walking up, when he gets to the top of the steps and coming this way, Rasta, like, staring real hard, but a little lower than eye level. Now, he just told me he's looking for a sport. This dude eating something. I don't know, but I think Rasta's staring at that damn sport that man eating with. So he stepped in the room before his roommate get all the way up here. Then when his roommate stepped in the room, now he's officially staring at the man bowl and at the spoon and shit. He was like, yo, you see me bumper clock spork? The dude, St. Pete, looks at me, looks down, looks back up at Rasta and said, shit, bro, I was trying to make a pocket. I came to the window. I was beating on the window. I was trying to holler at you to get your attention while you was on the yard because I couldn't find mine. I think I left mine in the chow hall, bro. So I just grabbed yours out your box. You feel me? So I could eat my pocket real quick, but I'm going to wash it off. I was planning on washing it off and putting it back in your box. But shit, if you need it right now, I'll just go wash it off, clean it off real quick. Before he even finished getting all his words out, Rasta said, fire, fire, burn fire upon you, boy. Now, I told y'all, this man always, like, his favorite thing is always burn fire, burn fire upon you. And I told y'all what it mean or whatever, but he was so upset today, bro. And it had me thinking, like, as many times as his ass done burnt fire upon somebody, he burning major fire today. He flamethrowing in that bitch. He finna set the room on fire today. So he started saying the same thing. He was like, fire, screaming in St. Pete's face. St. Pete stepping back, about scared as hell, damn near dropped the bowl. Everybody in the day room standing up there to the room. He like, burn fire upon your bowl cap, boy. You'll eat with my sport. Burn fire, fire. So right after he said that, he looks over at me. He say, C-Bill, push up the door for me, man. Me, I'll deal with the boy a kiss. Now, I don't really want to get, especially considering this, this one man. It ain't like groups of men or nothing like that. I don't really want to get too involved. I'm just really came down here to check on him. But, whenever somebody got something going on one-on-one and it's in the room and all kind of niggas in the day room go to look at it is best to push the door up, because if the officer just so happens to look, you don't want her to look to where everybody else looking at and then call a code. So I go, step up a little bit and start pushing the door. St. Pete still standing there holding the bowl, just looking stupid as hell. He ain't touched the spoon no more. Spoon over here, he just holding the bowl with two hands. I'm pushing the door up. Rasta hit him in the mouth. He dropped the bowl. I'm looking through the door. They so-called themselves fighting, but it really ain't no fight because Rasta is going crazy on his ass. He done turned to a real lion. Rastafarians, they use the lion a lot in their religion, and you know, a lot of stuff got to do with a lion. He turned to a lion on St. Pete ass, and it was like a lion jumping on the back of a wildebeest ass. I don't know what it was, but boy, his ass turned to that split face. You know that split face you see? One side Bob Marley face and the other side a lion, but he turned into that. Listen, I'm looking at his face through this glass, but I know I seen a lion on half his face. He, when I say went crazy, I mean crazy, bro. Bad ass whooping. And St. Pete, I ain't gonna say he was a sucker. He was trying to defend himself, but he just couldn't do nothing, bro. He wasn't even getting off no hits or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It just reached a point where then he'd try to defend himself or try to block, and then he kept trying to make his way to this door. And Rasta grab him, snatch him, throw him back on this side. I'm talking about with hitting his ass with uppercuts, everything, bro. At one point, St. Pete fell on the toilet, like sitting straight up or whatever. And Rasta went to hitting him, and St. Pete dropped his face. And you know, the skull part is way harder than, you know, the front of your face. Bro, he went to elbowing him and went to kneeing the man. You know them damn Jamaicans. And you know, I fought with the Jamaicans, but them Jamaicans be having them damn ashy elbows and ashy knees. I know they hurt. I know for a fact they hurt. You can tell they hurt. Bro, they look like bricks. Bro, he elbowing them, bro. And screaming, fire, fire, burn, fire, bomber clock. And bro, it seemed like St. Pete damn near got into a state where he wasn't even trying to defend himself no more. And that's the point where I realized he was damn near going unconscious. Like, his hands was like this at first, and then he dropped them. And he just went to nodding, bro. You feel me? And Rasta hit him with the knee, coming up in the face. Burn fire! Hit him with the elbow. Burn fire! He was real life burning fire upon this man's ass. And that's not funny, but I just could not help but not laugh at that. As bad as I did not want to involve myself in that, it was a situation where I really fuck with Rasta. I really do not want to see him catch a case, bro, because he look like he finna really do some damage to St. Pete. Like, bro, hitting somebody in the head with brick elbows that's hard as bricks, bro, somebody could get hurt. Like, you could kill somebody like that. Head trauma, somebody can die like that, bro. Now, I do believe 100% St. Pete deserved a good-ass whooping because, bro, that's totally unacceptable. You do not do that. You don't go in nobody's locker box and get they spoon that they eat with. Now, you got some people that just so cool with each other and they feel like it's okay or it's petty to deny somebody that, like, I've real life seen many people do that before. Like, bro, let me see your spoon, bro. And he'll just give it to him. Make sure you wash it off when you're done. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like he deserved an ass whooping for that. But, bro, seeing that man, like, leaning and he done dropped his hands, I had to run in there, bro, because I ain't want to see my boy Rasta go out like real bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around, catch an extra charge. So I ran in there, pulled the door open, ran in there, and I just grabbed him and, like, really pulled him, like, with all my body weight. And I was just telling him, like, chill, bro, chill. You gonna kill that nigga, bro. You gonna kill that nigga. You gonna kill that nigga. So, and I grabbed him, and I'm pulling him over. St. Pete, you know, he ain't all the way knocked out because he kind of like leaning back up a little bit, but he ain't got his, you know, he dropped his hands. That's how I knew he was coming close to it. And he was like leaning up and he went to look up at us. And while I had Rasta, he's still trying to get loose, but you feel me? I got him. I got my feet planted. And he was telling St. Pete, he was like, go upon the door, Botty boy. Go upon the door. Suck pussy boy. Bull cap boy. Go upon the bumper clock door. So that's what he's screaming to St. Pete while I got him and shit. And St. Pete, you know, he getting up real slow, bro. You feel me? And I know it's because he's gaining back his consciousness for real. He go to reaching, like, for his, like, to open his box, like he getting ready to pack his property or something. Rosta's still trying to get loose to get to him, but I got him down pat. You know, especially back then, I had a little more weight on me. I was a little more fatter than I am now. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't about to break out of this. You know what I'm saying? And bro looked at me, and it's just the look I had in my eyes. Like, I'm like, nigga, you really finna try to pack your property? Bro, you better get out this damn dorm. You know what I'm saying? And bro, he got cartoon knots on his face. Like, you know, on the cartoon, somebody get whacked across the head one time and they be like, "Bloop." Bro, the man face, head, nose, mouth, back of the head. You know what I'm saying? He looked over at Rasta and I guess he was just like, that man done burnt fire on my ass. I ain't got time for this. He left out the room. You know, I give it a few seconds, then I let Rasta go. I come walking this way, like towards the front of the cell, just trying to make sure St. Pete, you know, ain't lingering right here. And Rasta come burn fire upon his ass again. He went like towards the steps, like going down the steps for real. So I look over at Rasta, he's doing something inside his box. And then I see his hand come from the box and like did like that real quick. And I seen something in his hand. He moved kind of fast, but I could tell it was like a little candy bar or something. Bro, I've been cool with this guy for quite some time. Never seen him with a candy bar. Never seen him with a candy bar. He's pretty good at fighting and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But knowing him, you know, them damn Jamaicans, they be having candy bars on the streets. So I know he had a candy bar. He came out the room and was trying to like shoot past me. So I'm like, hold on, bro. The hell you finna go? Pull the man out? So he keep telling me, no. Trying to push past me. I'm like, bro, you finna go pull the man out? That's crazy, bro. You might kill that nigga. That nigga look like, you feel me? And then he was just like, me, I make sure this pussy won't go up on the bumper clock door and push past me again. So shit, you feel me? I mean, he went down the steps behind St. Pete. Now St. Pete was looking all dazed out and phased out. And when he seen Rasta walking up, man, that man backed up to the door, put his hands up and everything. And Rasta walked up. He had the candy bar in his pocket and he was saying whatever he was saying to him. And St. Pete looked inside the booth thing, said whatever he said to the girl. She popped the door and he went out there in the salad port. When the door closed, Rasta walks away from the salad port and he just started busting laps around the dorm. The dorm is a big ass circle. He just busting laps around the dorm. He got his hand in his pocket. I go down to my room for a minute because I'm like, shit. Feel me, give him his little space or whatever. I know he mad as hell. Go to my room, roll up a Chris Brown CD, fired up, push the door open, come back out here. Rasta still busting laps around the door. So now I come walking towards this end to get ready to go down the steps so I can meet him when he get ready to do this lap. So as I'm coming down here, when he's coming, I'm like, hey, Rasta. So he stopped and looked at me. I'm like, bro, you might need to go put that candy bar up. You know them damn folks finna come down here, man. That man beat the fuck up, bro. You probably need to go put that candy bar up. Me, I make sure this bumper clock boy go up on the door, you know. So now sometimes it do be situations where somebody get on the door and then the police don't want to do work and they have been talked them into going back in the dorm, or for whatever reason they have been came back in the dorm. So it's a security measure he's taking because he's trying to make sure St. Pete is gone all the way, 100%, like not just sitting in the salad port. I need to make sure you're away from the dorm. And I'm like, bro, I understand that, but you may still need to get rid of that candy bar because them folks, bro, the way he's beat up, they're coming down here, bro. And he still said the same thing. Me, I make sure this bumper clock boy go up on the door, you know. And he pushed off and kept busting circles, you feel me? So shit, I mean, I tried, ain't nothing I could do. I go back upstairs, go in front of my room, lean on the rail. One of the little dudes that was downstairs in the window, probably 3 minutes later, bro, say, come in this way, man. Come in this way. So everybody go to scrambling. You know, people got phones, candy bars, contraband, all kind of stuff. People go to scrambling, doing what they doing. So Rasta comes up the steps, but he goes towards his room. He go inside the room and just stand at the door. You feel me? Like, just standing, I guess, watching to make sure they don't try to finesse him and make him come back in the dorm. So they came, they popped the outer door to the salad port. St. Pete stepped out the dorm. They went to talking to him. They was out there for probably about a good 2 minutes. I know St. Pete snitched on him, bro, because while they talking through the glass, the deputy warden looked straight up through the glass to the left. I'm talking about directly at Rasta room. When he looked straight up at Rasta room, that's when Rasta took a step back, like going deeper into the room. I guess finna try to put the candy bar up now. Once he took a step back and the warden seen him, I guess the warden told the cert, get in there now. because the two CERT team took off running in the dorm. She popped the door, and they came running straight upstairs, straight to his room. The deputy warden turned St. Pete around and started putting him in handcuffs, and then walked back in the salad port with him. And when they was coming in the dorm, the CERT team was walking out of Rasta room. So they coming out the room, and that was pretty quick. And these some pretty big guys, these CERT guys. One guy come out, the one who come out first, he got the candy bar in his hand. He holding it like this, because the warden was stepping inside the dorm. He kept St. Pete in the salad port looking up this way, and the other CERT was coming out with Rasta in handcuffs. As they got like towards the top of the steps, the warden downstairs looked up at Rasta and said, "Man, what the hell wrong with you, man? What's up with you, man? What's wrong with you, man? What you got going on?" And when he said that, asking Rasta like, "What's up with you? What you got going on?" Right when they was getting ready to take steps, going down the steps in handcuffs, Rasta went to screaming, "Fire! Fire! Burn fire! Lightning and thunder upon all Bhakti boys!" And then the warden, like, "Man, what?" When they get down the steps, the warden trying to talk to him again. This man in the warden face saying, "Fire! Fire! Burn fire upon Bhakti boys!" So the warden like getting, irritated, getting pissed off with him or whatever, because he like, "Bro, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to ask you a question. And then you still saying this and you screaming in the nigga face while I'm trying to talk or whatever." So the warden asked him again, like, "Man, you talking all that? I'm asking you a question." And he went to saying the same thing. And then the warden went to walking out, I guess, to get to St. Pete, so they're not in there at the same time. But he went to walking out. He looked back at Rasta and was like, "All right, I'm going to show your ass about burning fire. I'm going to show you how to burn a fire." And then he walked out this way. He got St. Pete, went to walking across the yard. The CERT team stayed right there with Rasta for about 10 seconds just to let the warden get a little advantage with St. Pete, and then they went walking across the same way. I went over there and locked their door. I closed the door to lock it, just so can't nobody run in their room and try to get none of their stuff. So the police have to unlock it when they going to pack up all their stuff. The thing with that is, bro, is many things, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that nobody should never do. You know what I'm saying? Even though I said there's people that does do that with people, spoons, and some people feel comfortable like that, or they feel like as long as you wash it off and clean it off, touching somebody's property, especially in prison, especially in a high security prison, is something you should never, ever do by any means. That's something you should never do. And, I didn't really understand that the Rastafarian was as strict, because to be honest, when I first met Rasta, I really thought, like I said, it's a lot of people that say they Rasta because they from Jamaica or they family, but actually practicing it for real, he took it serious, bro. And I know he took it very serious, bro, because I know like a lot of time we used to be chilling or whatever, and when he went to telling me about the Rasta, and I, like first time or two he said it, I'm like, "So you Rastafarian for real, or you just saying that because you Jamaican or whatever?" Like, he went to his room, bro, and showed me pictures of him in his village, like dreads, dumb long. That's why I went and got this, just so I could put me in the mind of it. The man said he never had a haircut in his life. His beard, I should have explained his beard way earlier on, but his beard, facial hair, like the only time anything used to get cut is when it get too long. Now, they had a rule in the prison. Now, of course, he didn't have the dreads in prison because they make you cut it in the Georgia. Unless you're in the feds, they may let you keep it. But in the Georgia prison, you got to cut it. But as far as his facial hair and beard, as long as I've known him, he never had a lineup. He said he's not letting no razor touch his face. Like far as it being lined up, he used to get into it, arguing with the police or whatever about cutting it. Because, if it get too long, too thick, they're going to make you cut it down. Like, these folks will hold you down, handcuff you, and force you and make you cut it if you think you just going to buck too hard. But the pictures of his village, he said he was from St. Mary's, I believe. And he just used to show me pictures of the village, bro, of, just how everything is just pure, natural with him. Like, he was real life Rastafarian for real. And I just hate that he had to burn fire upon St. Pete ass like that. Who want to live like that? Who want to go through a situation like that? Who want to be in a prison where just you got to be around people like that. You know what I'm saying? Deal with the stupid stuff you want to deal with. Is much better ways and quality of living out here. Is much better things you can do and with your time. You know what I'm saying? There's no point in making one mistake, bro, and then end up in a prison and just got to deal with all kind of stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. It's your boy Bill. I'm gone. Wagwan, brethren. Big shout out to Crank Young, Hammer Bama, D-Rick, Drina, Taylor Jackson, KB Mobile Master Mechanic, my Wobbler, Hold My Bullets, see, that's probably why. Lone Wolf Mac, D. Glee Galloway, Felicity, hold on, bro. Felicity D-Weed, DJ Playmaker, LJ, Saki Janssen, 413, ATOM6149, Andre Gordon, and Quentin Nautry. Big shout out to y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all.